Greetings, adventurers. I'm Dragroth, and welcome back to Powerwash Simulator. We're gonna clean the fire truck. We're currently down at Oakwood Falls, about to risk life and limb because someone thinks they saw the mayor's cat licking his paw under the waterfall. It's got to stop, and I've had a brainwave. Bring the old truck out from the garage, give it a clean up, send the recruits out on that wild goose chase while the rest of us get on with all the proper jobs. It's hella filthy, but if you could do your thing and make it sparkling, the mayor will never tell the difference. Thanks, pal. You're welcome. I certainly will. All right. Starting from the top like usual. Gotta clean the brake lights. We'll clean all three of them. There we are. Bumper. Front or the back? I think it's the front bumper. All right. We are getting pretty close to getting our, getting my damn, doober dabber. We're not too far away from getting the best power washer in the game. Once we get that, we're all set, right? So this works. Look at that. Cleaning up that bumper. We are, yeah. Funny enough, I really like the fire truck, but I didn't like the fire station. So, yeah, I like doing a lot of the vehicles. Funny enough. I can't wait to see what kind of other jobs Power Wash Simulator 2 brings, honestly. I'm very excited for it. Maybe that's why I need to get the control panels clean. That's why I need to get through this game. So I can tear up the second game when it releases. Yep, things are getting difficult from here. But we got that nice power washing ability. Yeah. Spray the crap out of it. Get this thing clean. Get it cleaned up. Man, this thing's so dirty. Thankfully, I have freaking, magical sea dirt abilities. Does anyone else have that ability in real life? Where you can just kind of magically see dirt and stuff? You know? Anybody? Anybody else have that ability? I wish I had that ability. Not really. I would use it somewhere and then be like, ugh. End up using it at like a restaurant or something and be like, I'm never eating here again. Funny enough, speaking of restaurant incidents, a long time ago, I went to a, I'm not gonna say, actually no, I'll say what it was. It was a Subway. And it was like the only Subway in the town that I was living in at the time. And man, I got food poisoning out the ass from it, and it sucked. It was bad, because it was like the only thing I'd eaten that whole, within, a certain time period. So it was like, there was nothing else it possibly could have been that absolutely obliterated my intestines. And man, it sucked. It sucked. I heard a story about Subway one time. It's kind of funny. We got, like, in the town I currently live in, we have a Subway. I've never had problems with them. They're pretty good. I've never had any bad experiences. The staff is great. But Regardless, I've heard, like, so many horror stories about Subway. And, I'm just like, geez, you know, they can't catch a break. Subway cannot catch a break, ever. And, for example, I heard about, apparently, a woman went to a Subway and bought one of their tuna fish sandwiches and said something tasted off about it. You know, there's theory that the cat's not really missing. The fuck do you mean? That the mayor's using as a distraction device so no one notices all the pipeline stuff. Oh. But, apparently a woman went to a Subway and something tasted off about it, the tuna sandwich she had bought. And she went and had it lab tested and found out that it wasn't tuna, but they weren't even sure, apparently, if it was even fish that was on the sandwich. I'm like, damn. That's crazy. This isn't including all the crap that happened with, like, Jared Fogle and all that stuff. Man, when all that crap came to light, oh my god. I'll tell you what, like, I didn't eat Subway for a very long time. Because just the thought of Jared Fogle just disgusted me. To the point where I was like, ugh. Like, do I really want to eat here? One of those kinds of moments. And yeah, I understand. Separate the brand from the person. And now I'm older, because I was a teenager when all that crap happened. But now I'm older, I kind of see it in a different light. And, you know, it's not Subway's fault that that crap happened. I guess that's the best way to put it. But man, did they receive a bunch of backlash for it. Like, people acted like they knew that he was a fucking sicko. That's something I've always, you know, it's something screwed up to say the least, but you never know who's going to end up being a sicko. For example, I knew somebody, I was friends with somebody who did something absolutely fucking unspeakable to someone. And, as soon as I found out that that happened, it was like, nope, never talk to me again, don't ever contact me again. You know, I cut all ties, kicked them out and everything. It was a very not fun situation. Because, like, you know, this person was my friend for a while. And, we got along. And it turns out he did something unspeakable to somebody. And I was like, oh my god, you know, just, you're not my friend. You're a fucking horrible person. And the fucked up thing is that this person actually went, my phone number had changed since then, and somehow tracked down my new phone number and tried to contact me like a year and a half, almost 2 years later. It was like, I'm hoping we could still be friends again one day. I'm sorry for what happened. It's like, no. You're sorry you got caught, you fucker. And frankly, his punishment was not enough, in my opinion. And it sickens me to know that, you know, it's one of those moments where it's like, you think to yourself, if only I would have known, I would have been able to, you know, kick his ass or something. But at the same time, it's like, he wasn't worth it. Some people aren't worth an ass beating, sadly. Better to let the justice system shit on it, I guess. That's the best way to put it, because his punishment was very, very light. And, I think that any crimes committed against someone who's vulnerable like that should be taken extremely seriously, and that they should be punished harshly for it, because you know, it's just fucked up. I guess that's the way to put it. Ugh. But yeah, that's a story of how I lost a friendship because it turns out my buddy was a sicko. My former buddy, I should say. Speaking of losing friends and stuff, it's kind of funny. It's like, after high school, we all just kind of, you know, most of us went our separate ways. Some of us didn't, you know, some of us still hung out together and, you know, we're cool. But a lot of us just kind of, a lot of my friends from high school kind of dropped off the face of the earth. And honestly, police rules, fire rules. Oh, wow. They have the stereotypical police versus fire department here. But, so there's two more dubers on here. Where? Oh, here. Wow. What was I saying? But yeah, it's crazy how things change, you know? And it's like, I had a former friend, I guess the best way to put it. And he... So, it's a complicated story. It gets really complicated. Insults were thrown around. Things were said on both of our ends that weren't exactly nice. It was not a good situation. And it happened around the time that my best friend had passed away. And I stopped talking to this person. A lot of us cut him off, actually, after that. And, yeah, it's like, it was what it was. Hey, bud, do you know if the mayor's cat is still missing? Up at the volcano, I think I see him on the outer rim. I'm going for a closer look. Oh, wow. But, yeah, a lot of mean things were said and done. And I'm not going to go into specifics as to what was said. But I, you know, didn't talk to this person for a long time. And I mean, I think about 3-4 years almost. And then one day he reached out to me. And he apologized. And I apologized too. And I said, look, you know, we all made mistakes back then. You know, we all said things we didn't mean. And, you know, that's cool. It happens. And I told him, but there's no point in looking back and trying to rebuild from it. You know, damages are done. We've all moved on. We're all, you know, doing good. And let's just keep it like that. You know, it might sound kind of mean saying that, but that's the way I see it. Doc, we have a little lovely job for you up at the house for you free. No weird stuff, promise. Why do I not believe that? But it's definitely Ulysses. I can see his funny leg. Why would a cat hang out 10 feet from a lava flow, though? Actually, that's something that my buddy Gavin pointed out to me the other day about this game, is that there is, in fact, an active volcano not too far from this place. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah, it appears in the background of, like, promotional screenshots and stuff. I'm like, oh, wow. But, anyways, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, there comes a time where you just have to move on. And sometimes it's better to leave well enough alone, I guess the best way to put it. You know, We all make mistakes. We all have our fuck ups and stuff like that. And we can't, yeah, we can apologize for what we've done. That's anybody. But we can't undo the past. And if you're living a good life, it's like, why should I? More of why should we have to relive all that bad stuff and try to keep going forward? I guess is the best way to put it. But sometimes, like I said, it's just better to leave well enough alone. It's, you know, okay to just, how should I put it, leave things be. Yeah, you can apologize. You can, you know, seek forgiveness. It's okay to do that. But after a certain point, there's no point in trying to repair it. Repair those friendships, I guess. You know, I'm not exactly like everybody. Yeah, it might sound kind of cold what I'm saying, but you know, we both came to the conclusion that we both moved on and we're, you know, doing good with our lives. So why should we try to bring up the past? Okay, I'm in a whisker of Ulysses now. We're up at the outcrop on Mount Rushless. I wonder if I can't see the volcano in the distance now. Yeah, sometimes it's just better to leave things be. Always been dog man. Yeah, that's how I felt about a few situations. Just like, you know, you move on, you improve your life, you learn to live. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, wanting to be left alone with what you have. With what you've built. So, I personally think, you know, especially after a friendship or something's fallen off for a long time, it's okay to move on from it. It's okay to, you know, just let it be. So, that's my opinion. Well, yeah, it's crazy, because, like, I still have a friend that, like, me and Anthony, we've known each other for a long time. A very, very long time. And, as in, like, me and him, met and became friends back in 2nd grade. Me and Anthony, we've known each other for an extremely long time. And, it's kind of funny. We're still friends to this day. Yeah, we don't always get to talk like we used to. We don't always get to hang out like we used to. You know, things have changed. We're both working. We're both doing stuff. It's conflicting schedules, all that crap. But, you know, it's good to sit back and catch up here and again and just talk or whatever. So, we still do that. Man, we're almost done with this fire truck already. Jeez. It's a matter of getting all the damn rust off these tires, wheel tires. But yeah. It's kind of crazy looking back. Just everything in general. I'm like, man, I'm old. And every day I get older. Part of life. But with age comes wisdom. And with wisdom comes Powerwash Simulator. Because with Powerwash Simulator, you're just there forever. And ever. Powerwash Simulator never ends. Powerwash Simulator is a way of life. I'll go ahead and clean the wing mirrors. Yeah. I'm gonna get this fire truck up and going in no time. Yep. And we're gonna start from this side. Just gonna get in there and tear it up till we barely see any yellow. We're going from this side and do the same thing. Next. Yeah. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. We are almost there to the end. There we are. Gotta finish up this wheel and we are good to go. Yeah, this game is too nice to me. It allows me to just sit there and talk. Sometimes that's all that people need, though, is to talk. Some people just want to listen, you know. Alright. Yeah. Look at that. Boom. Oh, God. I just kicked the shit out of my mic. Okay. Alright. You're a legend. That's absolutely pristine. Even the rust's gone. I should get the mare off our backs for a while, which means we can all go back to doing the jobs we're paid for. Thanks, pal. Recreational vehicle. Last one before I go on a rampage trying to get $5,000 to get the... So, thank you all for watching. Check out for some of the stuff that I played. If you want more Powerwash Simulator, check out my playlist. I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.